This is Menkari Australia. Breaking news.
This is a breaking news update from Menkari News Australia. We're coming to you live from Canberra, where Prime Minister Anthony Albanese are holding a press conference following the shocking Bondi massacre.
Australia just made a major decision about how it's investigating the Bondi Beach terror attack, and families of the victims aren't happy about it. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese announced this morning that the government is launching the Richardson Review, not a royal commission, to examine what went wrong. The review will be led by Dennis Richardson, and it needs to report back by April. That's 4 months. This matters because the attack targeted people celebrating Hanukkah at Bondi Beach, an ISIS-inspired attack on Australian soil. And now there's a fight over the right way to find answers.
We need to respond with unity and urgency rather than division and delay. I've just come from another meeting of the National Security Committee here this morning, and today we will release the terms of reference for the Richardson Review conducted by Dennis Richardson. Mr Richardson will assess whether Commonwealth agencies perform to maximum effectiveness. He will consider what these agencies knew about the alleged offenders before the attack, the information sharing between Commonwealth agencies and between Commonwealth and state agencies, what judgments were made and actions taken by agencies, whether there were any additional measures Commonwealth agencies could have taken to prevent the terrorist attack, whether Commonwealth agencies were prevented from taking prohibitive actions by the current legislative framework and authorising environment, what additional measures should be taken by relevant Commonwealth agencies to prevent similar attacks occurring in the future, including whether they have adequate legislative powers, systems, processes and procedures, including in regards to information sharing, whether warrant and data access regimes and powers are adequate, and whether any legislative amendments are required.
Here's what the government confirmed today. Dennis Richardson will lead the inquiry. According to the Prime Minister, Richardson is a former Defense Secretary, former Foreign Affairs Secretary, former head of intelligence agencies, and former ambassador to the United States. Basically, he spent his entire career in national security. The review has full access to everything: all documents, all data, all meetings with Commonwealth agencies, AFP, ASIO, ACES. Everyone has to cooperate. The terms of reference are specific. Richardson will assess whether agencies performed effectively, what they knew about the alleged offenders before the attack, whether information sharing between federal and state agencies worked, whether current laws prevented agencies from stopping the attack, and what needs to change. Parliament will reconvene in 2026 to consider any legislation that comes out of this. The government wants recommendations fast so they can act fast. To zoom out for a second, this decision is happening because there's a massive debate about what type of inquiry Australia needs. Victims' families have publicly called for a royal commission, so has the opposition. A royal commission is the biggest, most formal type of investigation Australia can do. It's public, it has legal powers, and it takes years. The government is saying no, and here's their reasoning. According to Home Affairs Minister Tony Burke, a royal commission would take years to deliver answers. He argued that national security can't wait that long. He also said, and this is controversial, that a royal commission would re-platform extremist voices. Because royal commissions are public, people who made anti-Semitic statements over the past 2 years would get a platform to repeat them as part of the evidence process. The opposition's proposed terms of reference apparently include 73 different sub-items covering media, education, the arts, the Human Rights Commission, even foreign affairs. The government is framing this as urgency versus delay, unity versus division. But victims' families see it differently. According to journalists at the press conference, families have come out in favor of a royal commission. So have high-profile figures like Nick Caldis, Peter Cosgrove, Robert French, and Josh Frydenberg. The Prime Minister acknowledged the grief. He said, "My heart breaks for the families. I was in Bondi yesterday, meeting privately with people who've lost loved ones, but he's holding the line. His job," he said, "is to act in the national interest, not just respond to what feels like the biggest form of inquiry." There's tension here. Families want public accountability. The government wants speed and national security focus. And the question of whether this inquiry is enough, that's going to follow this story for months. So what's coming? The Richardson Review starts immediately. It reports in April 2026. Parliament will reconvene as soon as possible after that to consider legislation. At the same time, New South Wales is running its own royal commission. There will be court cases against the surviving alleged perpetrator, and there will be legislation introduced to federal parliament based on whatever Richardson recommends. Multiple processes, multiple timelines, and a lot of unanswered questions about whether this is the right path forward. We'll keep tracking this because the stakes, national security, justice for victims, and preventing future attacks, they couldn't be higher. That's the update. Stay informed.
You've been listening to Flashwire, powered by redmancari.com, where facts still matter and stories still mean something. If you believe in independent journalism with impact, hit subscribe and share this episode. Your support keeps truth alive.
Breaking. Verified. Australian. When the story breaks, we don't wait. We verify, explain, and bring you the facts straight from the source.
Now, Optus has clearly failed here. Optus have failed to put safety first.
Company Optus and its parent company Singtel offer commercial.
Discussions based as friends and trusting. And part of our discussions, informally as well as
the whole
formally,
world came
has
together,
been
to be honest. So many countries that you wouldn't have even thought of it, and they came together. The world has come together around it.
Now, we do need to draw a line in the sand when it comes to the protests that we continue to see in this country.
The Flashwire is your rapid response breaking news podcast, a stripped down, adrenaline-paced bulletin that drops minutes after major stories break. It's designed for listeners who want accuracy and speed, not noise. Think of it as the audio equivalent of a newsroom's red alert light turning on. Each episode runs under 5 minutes, short enough to drop between scrolls, but packed with verified updates, eyewitness info, expert sound bites, and a forward look at what happens next. No spin. No filler. Just what you need to know and what comes next.